Now, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, says the new driver's license set to be launched on November 7 will reduce the number of road accidents on our road. They explain that since the new licenses will reduce the number of fake ones in the system, it will ensure that only qualified drivers are on our roads. The authority is therefore highlighting the importance of this license. This is contained in a statement released in response to the threat of strike issued by the Drivers and Car Owners Association. The drivers complained that proper consultation was not done before the announcement of the November launch. So they still have a number of issues with the new license. Now, on Tuesday, I spoke with the PRO for the Drivers and Car Owners Association, Francis Apia.
Well, we had a meeting with them last 2 weeks Tuesday, that's 13th. The 13th, they tell us that it's not coming up yet. And we had another meeting again. That's what they tell us. And we say, oh, okay. Then these people, the DVLA people, Mr. Musa was there. Then Mr. Musa was, the person who presented everything and explained everything. We clap for themselves because, my brother, let me say the fact, there are certain measures they have put in place, they have done well. You
made a point. What I want to know is that now that you've come out with this statement, you are threatening to go on a strike and demonstration.
Oh, yes.
Have you given them a time period that by this date?
The time, if they didn't listen to our grievances, by 6 November, but they will say they will change the driver's license 7 November. By 6 November, but we will meet them with strike. No movement of car. If you can remember, we have, crossed with them last for 2 years or so. The time they were saying if one kusuku license, we strike in this country. If you remember,
I remember that's committed.
Thank you. Same thing will happen if they don't listen to our grievances. But I will plead the government once His Excellency Nanado government is a listening government. I will plead that you should call the DVLA order immediately because other than that, ombeman incessant form. You know why I'm saying that? The drivers, as I'm talking to you, because and the time they explain it to us, they should have, do consultation, explanation.
Okay.
You got me?
So that was on Tuesday. We have been joined in the studio by Director of Driver Training, Testing and Licensing of the DVLA, CW Musa. We've also been joined once again by Francis Apia, whom we just heard. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Francis, welcome again.
Thank you.
It's good to have you again.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Musa, first of all, the man raising the concerns is sitting by you. What assurances can you give him, first of all, and all the drivers watching you about this new license?
Yeah, thank you very much. Francis is my son. I have been in this business for quite a long time. My passion is to ensure safety. The track records of DVLA since its inception are great. We are a listening authority. What we seek to do is to improve the lot of drivers. What we seek to do is to ensure only qualified drivers use the road. For that matter, anything that will ensure that the driver that is on the steer is unchallenged, that is what we do. Now, the new license we seek to introduce is a license that is backed by a very robust software that we can use to be able to ascertain whether that driver, at that spot, real time, that driver is qualified or he's not qualified. So indeed, it's going to be a benefit to the drivers themselves. I know some of them probably they have some fears that technology is going to put them out of business, but not that. We seek to align them. We seek to ensure that if, for example, you have not been able to pass through the processes well, you are identified, you are given the necessary coaching, you are given the right placement, and you should be able to do your work.
Right.
A lot of them have come and they have been courted by the Guru boys, and they have not been qualified well enough. We're going to look at all that. Note that the DVLA is committed to ensuring good training, is committed to ensuring good licensing, and is committed to ensuring good testing that proves that the driver is all round.
So, Mr. Musa, before I bring in Francis to list some of his concerns, I realized from speaking to him on Tuesday that he had a major concern with consultation, that you didn't speak to them enough times before announcing that you were going to launch this. Is this the case?
I think probably not. Consultations, when you have a project, consultations are always ongoing. When we started this project, we started the idea of looking at the DVLA products from 2012. And since then, there has been a roadmap. Lately, what we have done, and indeed, my brother, I think the drivers' unions, they have a representation at the DVLA board. And they have discussed, they have seen the outline of what we intend to do. From that level, the new products that were developed, we went back to the board, we showed them, we had their blessing. We had a stakeholder meeting outside the board where the insurance were called, the police were called, GPRTU, and then other driver unions were called. And then we had a further discussion on the document as such.
Francis, is this the case? Were you called for further discussions?
Yes, please. We are there at the meeting. That's 13th of this month.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
This past Wednesday is 2 weeks. Yeah.
So I'll just come into that one. So before even the 13th of this month, there was a meeting that we said this was our roadmap. So on the 13th, because we know that when you have a smaller stakeholder group, probably it is not all the points you really get to know. So the 13th meeting was really a meeting that we call all driver unions that probably we had on our list. Unfortunately, he himself was not around, but his other representation were there.
Chairman and my general secretary was there.
So
they brought the information.
Exactly. So I did a slide presentation, and I illustrated all the various points that we were taking into consideration. We gave the reasons why we're moving away from the old driver's license to what we intend to launch. And we also, apart from that, made them understand some of the internal structures changes that we wanted to make. And then we also laid bare to them some of the advantages that probably our changes was going to do to help them. One of them including, changing the weight class of vehicles, which they applauded very much. One of them was also looking at how you can enter as a professional into the various classes. Because right now the law says you can only enter into the driver's profession on the B class. But we are looking at opening it up. Now, we also told them that we are looking at how we can simplify things. For example, this computer testing that a lot of them are, jittery about.
Up in arms about.
Exactly. So all those things we have told them. But we said, you see, when we launch the license, then we have supported by the software, then we have the basis to roll out many of the good things that we have put them
to do.
Exactly from next year.
Right. So, Francis, let me come to you. You've heard the advantages of the new system. You've heard Mr. Musa outline the consultation works they did with the drivers. At the moment, why are you still unsatisfied?
My point is not that we don't want their work will be. First of all, let me say good morning to your viewers. Not that we want to make our job difficult for them, but we are helping them rather. The reason why we are saying that we are leaders of the organization. They are PRO. The whole Ghana Drivers and Car Owners Association PR. So I spoke for the drivers. And before you, like the time we had a meeting with them last 2 weeks, they tell us that they are going to call us back again before they can roll out. But we didn't hear them again. That we just heard that they are just this week that they are coming to change the bringing the licenses on this 7th. We will say, that's not how you tell us. You told her that because I think she has already said it. Am I lying? My daddy. Yeah. So she told like they tell us that they are going to call us back, and we didn't hear from them again. So the time we heard that they are bringing out on this coming November 7th, November, and we are saying no.
You don't understand. But is it possible that after the announcement they could have called you back to still deliberate on issues before November 7th?
We are like, once I'm saying, we are organization. Our drivers is across the country, all the 10 regions, not even Greater Accra alone. As I'm talking to you, all the regional chairman at all the country, they are watching. Then we have to, consultate them. We will call a meeting and we will call all the regional chairman before we can go to the lorry stations at the down there and tell our drivers that this is the reason why they want to change the driver's licenses. I have already told you that, not the driver's license particular that we don't want to come. But there are certain things they have to, put it in place before they can bring the license. Other than that, it will worry we, the drivers.
Okay, so you made a first point. Yes. I want to come to those things. But you made a first point about the fact that you were waiting for them to call you for another meeting.
Yes.
Before they announced the rest of the world.
Yes, so that education, because in this country, you see, we the drivers, excuse my words, some of them are not, well educated. So if you are bringing something that you didn't, explain the reason why you are bringing, my English is not that good, so you are this is driver's English. So you should have, educated them well.
Right.
And make them understand the reason why they are bringing the new driver's license.
Now that we made that point,
yes,
I want you to list for me some of the concerns you have.
Some of the concerns. First one is that computerized training.
Okay.
That's first point. And then second point is that driving schools. Because we have told them that the driving schools that they were saying we should pass them, because right now as I'm talking to you, you can't go to DVLA straight and take driver's license. So you go and pass driving school so that they will take your hands and come to DVLA before you come to your you come and take your driver's license. When we are saying the big trucks that we are having, trailer Ariabo, do you know Ariabo? Tractor, then other cars, then what on Chine, then that carnation cars, and we call them Olobrook. They don't have those cars all. So
you
this
have driving schools for those cars.
Yes, this small cars they have, and they should allow we teach our drivers, because the trailer we take 2 years, 3 years before they can learn how to know the car well. Because their driving school, they take 3 months to teach somebody driving. If they finish the driving school, they come to we commercial drivers before we can polish them. So they should do it like a WAEC. You can take your teacher for your son. Teacher for your son. Then you teach him how to, learn. If WAEC catch, then you go register. Then if the person pass the exams,
then the person
win,
goes ahead.
So the computer too, we say they should put that languages or other, you see,
other language.
Thank you.
Okay, so you made 2 points about the computer training and about the driving skills.
Yes, and then education.
Education of the drivers.
Yes, so
about the new license.
They should. They will. We will help them make. Then know our drivers know the reason why we are bringing the new driver's license.
I want you to make all your points.
Yes.
I want you to make all your points quickly so that Mr. Musa can address them.
Thank you.
So, you made 3.
So this Mr. Musa, they have done well a lot because, like she was saying, this new license they have. Increased the capacity of the licenses that you can take drive, and those time now the old driver's licenses, if you are coming from articulator license, they won't give it to you. That's this license. But this new one, if you are coming straight for articulator license, they will give it to you.
So the first one, you have to have a lower level before you can.
Thank you. That's what now this first one is.
Now.
So the new one they are bringing, there's more. I mean, improvement where they have done well. So that what we are saying now is they should. I mean, listen to this.
These concerns about the computer training, the driving schools, the education of drivers.
Put it there. They have to call the police and educated, tell them where, so that the police won't take advantage to intimidate our drivers.
Okay.
Because the time where they are bringing that biometric roadworthy sticker, the idea is, Mr. Musa, the idea is not to, I mean, bringing that in so that police will arrest the drivers. No. But they tend to police arrest some of the drivers. At the end of the day, plenty drivers is in jail because some of the police, Ghana police, tell that we the drivers, some don't know their left and right. They just I mean, so they should have educated the MTTD that the process as a BB course some of the drivers did not have licenses at a roadworthy certificate at the time. Francis, thank you. So we are changing the driver's license, so they should come down with the drivers so that we will change the thing and everything, because other than that, police will take advantage to arrest them. That is the fear of the drivers now.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Musa,
yeah.
4 points have been raised.
Yes.
Computer training and testing, driving schools, educating drivers in the new license, and educating the police. But before you come that, please, why didn't you call them for another meeting before making the public announcement?
Yeah, thank you very much. Indeed, at a meeting, at the 13th October meeting, we did tell them when we were going to launch. So it wasn't that we had hidden the news to come out. We told them that we were going to launch the new license. The proposed date for launching was the 7th of November. So that one was black and clear. And indeed, it was in the slide. There is evidence to that. But what we did tell them was that there are issues that probably individual associations might not be very comfortable with. We are ready to meet them and discuss those problems. Indeed, after that meeting, I have gone with the Concerned Drivers Association, Committed Drivers Association, to a number of lorry stations in Accra here, educating on the grassroots, educating drivers about the benefits that they will get, what we seek to do, because it's not confrontational. It is for us to be able to regularize the activities.
But Mr. Musa, you have been around the Greater Accra region with some drivers. This is a national association.
Exactly. What we expected was that if there were issues, because we made it clear that we will go with the Drivers Association to their stations to do more education if there were need, but we're employing them to talk to their people. What we also did was that we engaged all our regional and district licensing officers and asked them to help us do education at the various. Indeed, that is not the end. There is the schedule for me, for example, to go up north, to go to Ashanti region, and talk to the major stakeholders about these things.
But you have November 7 as your...
We have November 7. Indeed, the issues, what we did was that we're proposing to them what we intend to do. Indeed, you see that there were a number of things. This one was supposed to generate public awareness, because sometimes when you don't communicate your intent, you don't know exactly how the grassroots will feel.
Yes.
We are getting the feelings. We are very happy about that. You know, it's not confrontational. Probably they have put it in a language that is a little bit too harsh. But I am thinking that we can talk together. We can resolve the issue. Some of the concerns they have raised, we have already taken them into consideration. Like this computer testing, which they are saying there are people are illiterate or they are not well versed. Some of them. What we have done, and there is a procurement process, is that we are going to have a voice over the questions in 4 major Ghanaian languages to start with from next year. And we are going to use a touch screen, not the ordinary computer that you use a mouse and you are struggling to find the answer. So we are already in their court. We've done that. Now, we've also said that if we look at the law is saying Regulation 25 of the LI 2180 says that driver license. A person may drive a motor vehicle if that person has a learner license or a driver's license. Then it says that Regulation 25(4), despite Regulation 25, the licensing authority shall issue first-time applicants for a driver's license with a Class B, except where the application is in respect of an agricultural tractor or a construction or a motorcycle. So you see, there are major parts of the law that has to be revised.
Exactly.
Right now, we are in the process of revising the law. We have submitted all these revisions and we are working on it. That is why we are telling them that from next year, we are going to open the classes, because this particular section that restricts them, that is why it's saying, you know, they have you can't go straight. So we are revising that to help them. So we've already seen
Will that
that.
address the issue he's raising about driving schools?
No, the driving school is coming. Now the driving school, if we look at regulation, the same regulation 26, regulation 26 is talking about the learner license. If we go to regulation 26(5), it's saying that an applicant shall satisfy the examiner that he has passed an oral test, sufficient theoretical knowledge of the highway code as regards the rules of the road. Let me just go down to where it's most necessary. Regulation 26(5)(d) is saying that the applicant would have been satisfied by a recognized driving training institution as having undergone at least 48-hour compulsory driver training. So you see, it is compulsory. The law is saying that you cannot get a driver's license at the first instance if you have not attended a driving school compulsorily. So what the DVLA is doing is, we have registered all driving schools. We have classified all driving schools according to the categories. In that meeting, I had told them that the various associations can organize their own driving schools. We will come and have a look at them, and then they can train their people vis-a-vis the conditions as precedent in the law. So we have told them everything that is necessary. Once they satisfy these conditions, why not? They can train their people. We'll give them the guidelines for training, drivers, and we are all going to be working in the same boat. Okay. It's just that probably they didn't understand all the issues.
So you are encouraging them to set up their own driving schools?
We are encouraging them to set up their own driving schools. We are also encouraging other people to set up driving schools of those categories, so that when we open, that you can enter at the class of your requisite. This law will be abided by.
Yeah,
this law
you've spoken about the education of drivers.
Yes.
You've spoken about that already.
Yes.
An issue was raised in the statement, which Francis just did not mention here, about the fact that they have to pay an extra 91 Ghana cedis if they are going to renew, if someone is going to get a new license, if someone is going to renew a license, some payments of money will have to get in there, will have to come in there.
Thank you very much.
The drivers have concerns.
Thank you. Yes, they had concerns. So what we did was, the new driver's license, we made it clear that government absorbed the cost of the license card in previous years. At this time, government has not absorbed that cost. We have taken a consultant to look at the investment costs for the rollout into this new driver's license. The materials that we are going to buy, the license itself, which is the highest class of PVC card that has a contactless chip in it, And we have also looked at the materials you use to print the license, which is laser printing, first class in the world for security documentation printing. So we have.
But the major concern for the driver will be the cost.
I'm coming to the cost.
Not really the material.
I am coming to the cost. So, when you have to do a cost, you have to analyze what will make up the cost.
Okay.
So we have made a cost, and we have seen that if we charge 91 Ghana cedis, that is 8 Ghana cedis for the cost of the card, and then 11 Ghana cedis for the other materials and so forth, it will make this authority break even. Because we borrowed loans, we've taken loans for that. It will make us break even within 2-3 years. Okay, so we put it out there that this is what the cost is. We wanted to have their feeling. Now they are saying it's too much. What the authority has agreed is that, fine, that is okay. We are saying this is how much it is. If you say it is too much, we are a safety organization. Money is not the cost here. The CE, the chief executive, has given his word that for this year, until we finally agree with them, because some of the driver unions are saying they can pay 70 Ghana cedis because they understood that this is a material that they will need. It will help them. Some are saying they can pay 60 Ghana cedis. Others are saying they can pay 70 Ghana cedis. So we are saying that for now, the cost of the 91 that we're proposing, we will step it aside until next year. We will introduce the license because they have all agreed that the license is a good one. From next year, then we can talk about the cost. From now, after the lunch, we will talk about the cost. So it was for us to get a feeling.
I can see Francis smiling now. Let me.
For us to get a feeling.
Mr. Musa,
So I want Francis
I hate to do this. I hate to do this, but let me stop you here and bring in Francis. You are smiling because the money has been mentioned. But before you get to the money, driving schools can be set up by drivers. Remember on Tuesday, I told you the same thing.
Yes.
That drivers can set up.
You're a prophet of media. Yeah.
That's too much for me to carry. Yeah. But then, what do you say, hearing what Mr. Musa has been saying so far? He said that you can set up your driving schools. He said that the computer training and testing will be done in 4 different languages. And you won't have to pay any money till next year when you agree with the DVLA. What's your general impression?
Right now, they have done well. In fact, I always, any studio my father, as Mr. Musa, met, she why are they on the boss, Mr. Buzia. They have done a lot, but because she always go to the grounds. Right now, we started make noise and she has started it, so she has done well. But before we can help me and educate me, our point now is the time is too short because we have 10 regions and our drivers, they have to understand. So the reason why they all maybe Tamale, they all Kumasi, Takrade. Any driver is there. The driver she has to know the reason why.
Has to get an understanding.
Yeah, understand the reason why they are bringing this new.
The man is sitting here. Let me just ask.
Education.
Musa,
so
would you be willing to revise the date?
No, I think the major issues we have agreed. The thing is that as an authority, we have the right, even without their knowledge, to change the driver's license if it is for the cause of humanity, for road safety. We have the right. We are a legal entity who is supposed to do that. It's unbargainable, by law. At every point that it is necessary, we have changed the Ghana driving license 3 times. First, 1944, the first Ghanaian driving license was a medal. From 1944 up to the year 1956, then we were using, from 56, we started using the handwritten driver's license up to the year 2000. From 2001, we introduced the one driver's license to 2007. From 2007, we came to this PVC card. It is the legal right of the authority to introduce this thing.
That point is
yes. So if it is anything that will give them maybe some bad side, yes, but it is our right to inform them. We have informed them in the fora that they should be able to talk to their people. We are not changing anything that is determined to their position. We are rather giving them things that are very good for them.
So you will not change the date?
No, for the lunch date, we are not changing the lunch date. So we have told them that if the price was an issue, we have taken away the price.
Right.
So they have no
Francis,
cost.
I have one more question. The launch date will not change. Will the strike still go on November 6th? Your issues have been addressed, but the launch date will not change.
Yeah, they have done well with the money issue. Not that one too is our problem, Mr. Musa. Thank you for that. It means we are the voice of the voiceless. We drivers and car owners. But I'll plead them.
No, it's a direct question because your issues have been addressed, but the dates will not change. Would you still go on strike?
The strike right now, no. I have to consult my.
But your issues have been addressed. Okay, you, Francis Appiah, do you want to go on strike?
Oh, as for me, dear, I will tell my people they should hold on now. But I want to go by this evening. By this evening, we have called all the regional chairmen. Some of them has arrived safe that they should come. All the 10 regions. So we had a meeting with this by 5 o'clock that the decision that we take either we should hold on with the strike, then we sit with them. Then we know how we will do and educate, because right now no, they have helped.
It's a matter of education.
Thank you. Education is our problem.
For
Because
the
if they
sake
don't
of time,
educate our drivers well, we
Francis,
will have problem with our
Francis,
drivers.
thank you very much. For the sake of time, we'll have to end it here. We are eternally grateful to Mr. C.W. Musa for joining us this morning, helping us to thrash out all the issues. I'm praying that you watching us at home have also had a lot of education on the new driver's license that will be launched on November 7th. The date is non-negotiable. I have to think about how to change mine as well. So, Francis Appiah, thank you very much
so
as
if
well.
he hasn't like that,
He's
we will help
PRO.
Mr. Musa to, educate the...
Right, thank you very much.
Thank you a lot.
Right, thank you very much, gentlemen. He's PRO for the Drivers and Car Owners Association, and Mr. C.W. Research with the DVLA.